AFC East, not the strongest division. Patriots believe they may have some time to figure out who the best guys are and where they fit. Fumble on the play. Edelman loses the football.
Well, the Patriot did bring up third down. Edelman has fumbled now 14 times in his career, but he's only lost 2. It looked like the Vikings had more people around this ball while it's on the ground than the Patriots did. Somehow the Patriots found it at the bottom of the pile. It looks like maybe Dan Conley going in there and digging it out. Just slipping on the artificial surface here and losing control as his hand and ball hit the ground at the same time.
Matt Ryan with time for Hester, and he can't hold on. Xavier Rhodes was running with him, but it looked like it was on target.
Yeah, you see this man-on-man, but Xavier Rhodes goes to that little pump fake. Matt Ryan was going there the entire time.
Handoff Jackson. They lose yardage. Xavier Rhodes from his corner spot.
Yeah, these Viking corners, they're getting after it. They're playing well in coverage. Coming up
of the Baltimore Ravens in 2012. Orton looking long. He's got, does he? No, incomplete for Watkins. He went back shoulder as opposed to post. I think that surprised Watkins, who looked to be running and forgetting that the throw was going to go to the back shoulder. Second down and 7. Pass was thrown behind Woods this time, and that'll be a negative play back to the 49.
run.
5 defensive backs going deep. And incomplete. Pierre Garçon was the target. Xavier Rhodes pointed out just back in the game, running right with him.
Timeouts. Here they go again. And they throw it away. It's intercepted by Xavier Rhodes. He'll get up, and that's a horrible way to end the first half for Chicago, which seemed to be a very lackadaisical, with 62 seconds remaining in an offense that was moving.
Rodgers jump throw, and it's broken up. It's Rhodes again on the coverage. Packers wanted a flag.
Xavier Rhodes is playing really well right here at the start of the game. Tight coverage on several occasions we've seen. Look at that step for step, head around, working back with Jordy Nelson to the ball, and good pressure up front by that Minnesota defensive line. They kind of collapsed that pack.
As the coach, the coordinator, the entire organization, and for them to come here against a really good defense, a top 10 defense, are the Minnesota Vikings, but that drive was very impressive.
As we see right here.
They run a bit of a reverse to Tate. The Vikings are ready for Tate, who usually energizes this offense more than any other player, at least when he gets the ball and makes a move early. Rhodes, who started out on Calvin Johnson that you were referring to, staying with the play.
Been banged up the last couple of weeks, finally back into the lineup today, so maybe a little bit of frustration.
Catch is made by Landry, but Xavier Rhodes coming up to make the tackle.
Here's another guy that's up and coming for this Minnesota defense we talked about last week against
Cutler. And the pass incomplete, intended for Alshon Jeffrey, with Xavier Rhodes covering on the play. You mentioned Rhodes, who
Theo Riddick, the running back. Stafford puts it up for Johnson. He turns, dropped it. Xavier Rhodes on the coverage. That's been the matchup throughout the game.
This is what pressure does, though. You know, Matthew Stafford's been taking hits throughout the game. And so here, this is the matchup that he wants. He just couldn't.
2nd and 10, playing without Ladarius Green, so more of John Phillips and company. Rivers play fake. Rivers incomplete. Keenan Allen making an attempt, but Xavier Rhodes back there defensively. Rhodes, strong job against Calvin Johnson last week.
Man, looking near side, going deep near side. Thomas, incomplete.
Rhodes, who has gotten penalized a few times in the second half, had good coverage and helped make the play, and now a field goal try for the lead.
Well, nice play by Xavier Rhodes, but I love the call because this, believe it or not, fairly safe. You're going to put it up there where only Demarius can catch it, and if not, you go ahead kick the field goal, but instead an aggressive way, but also
the hero in week 1, the stunner in overtime against Seattle, and now looking for the end zone. And nearly intercepted. That's outstanding coverage by Xavier Rhodes.
This is an example of not panicking as a cover guy. Right at the top, watch Rhodes, because it's coming right at him, and he's going to get his back to the quarterback, and then he gets his head back around to find the football.
You're suggesting would not have wanted the risk of the miss to set up the Vikings had it not gone their way. Look at Kerwin Williams, though. Back it up all the way to the 31 or 32.
Cutler pumps, pressure, steps up, fires, incomplete. Threw it into the end zone, into some double coverage there. Looking for Jeffrey, but he couldn't get it home as Rhodes was there.
Play clock is all the way down to 1, and the pass is juggled and incomplete. Curse, the intended receiver. Xavier Rhodes is there. A quick 3 and out.
Well, you always want to catch the first one when you're playing in.
Extra pressure, Cam Newton. It's incomplete for Devin Funchess. The coverage was good. Let's check back in with Carissa Thompson.
Play clock at 2. Vikings blitz. Manning got it off the rear, deep throw, and maybe that's why they don't do it. Intercepted by Xavier Rhodes. Look out. Picking up blockers across midfield and out of bounds in Giant territory at the 42-yard line. The center, Weston Richburg, knocked him out of bounds.
I don't know if Eli gave him the signal or Odell didn't get it, but Eli threw the ball to the post. I don't know what Beckham is running, and Xavier Rhodes delivers.
First interception of the season for Rhodes.
You know, really having to try to protect those offensive linemen. They're struggling.
They pitch it to Matthews. But boy, when things aren't going your way on offense. They're down. Steps away from pressure. Throws. And it nearly intercepted, or was it intercepted? It looked like Xavier Rhodes picked it off, and he did. A diving attempt by Rhodes, and that's his second interception of the year, the 5th turnover in this first quarter.
So a good day running the football. Kudos to the offensive line, Ryan Matthews.
Matthews trying to turn the corner and unable to do so. Is that ball loose?
Sure looked like it might have come out. Question is, was he down?
And it is Minnesota football. They better get cleaned up with Ryan Matthews.
Xavier Rhodes, as he's making the play, he's able to get enough of the ball, and Ryan Matthews just trying to stay inbounds, but you just got to hang on to it. And now the Vikings down plenty. They come back out on the field offensively.
Best. From the 10-yard line. Cutler steps into the throw, and it's batted away, intended for Jeffrey, and Rhodes wins the battle again.
Yeah, Rhodes is like a Cy Young Award winner. He throws a shutout for us every time we get him. One-on-one with Alshon Jeffrey on 3rd down.
Altitude of Denver. Cutler has time, throws it up into that breeze. Big crowd down there, and it's batted down. Xavier Rhodes, the man in the right spot for Minnesota.
Palmer sits in, pass picked off, intercepted by Rhodes. Xavier Rhodes down the sideline, and goodbye. Touchdown, Vikings, no flags.
just really nowhere to put that ball. And Xavier Rhodes, who there was question marks as to whether or not he'd even be playing today. He got a concussion in that game last week, but he makes a huge play. And the Cardinal fans have seen that before, thinking back to that Super Bowl.
From the 31, Palmer steps up, airs it out. Floyd downfield, and he's picked again. And again, it's Xavier Rhodes.
And Carson just giving his guy an opportunity to try to make a play. But Xavier Rhodes having a heck of a day, and he comes up with a big play on that one and just runs it down.
Palmer fires, finds Fitzgerald, but he's short of a first down.
From deep in Dallas territory. Terrence Williams, and he makes his first catch of the night, and he'd been better served dropping it.
Both tackles go down at 4. As Borges throws, and Robinson unable to hang on.
And this is going to be a matchup we're going to see across the field. Xavier Rhodes on the outside, 29, is going to match up with Allen Robinson. That ball's got to be delivered in Dallas last Thursday night.
All right, 61-yard attempt, and it is blocked. Against Dallas.
But when you're going from 61 yards out, you've got to hit it, you've got to drive it. It's going to come out with a little bit lower trajectory, so good job by the Vikings in that interior spot, getting the push and then elevating.
Getting pullers out in front and not only going in between the tackles.
Play action. Forte intercepted. Interception by Xavier Rhodes, going to his first Pro Bowl and his 5th interception of the.
Showing blitz on 2nd and 9. And smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And there is Xavier Rhodes. In his 5th season, a #1 pick out of Florida State.
Well, when there are 10 guys within your television screen, there's not going to be anywhere to run the football. You just don't have enough.
On a 3rd and 10. And Rhodes nearly picked it off. Marvin Jones Jr., the intended target, right at midfield.
Well, he's so long. I'm talking about number 29, Rhodes, working against number 11, Marvin Jones. There's no separation created, and he is on his hip pocket, and actually, they're lucky.
Defensively, their entire philosophy changed with the injury to Rodgers.
Intercepted on a tip ball. And the first turnover happens quickly. Alexander got a finger on it.
Stafford, end zone, broken up. Marvin Jones the target. Xavier Rhodes out there defending. And the Lions will go back to the bench here offensively, thinking about that screen they couldn't complete. It's now 4th down.
Yeah, you did.
Any hope for the Lions riding on this play? To the sideline, in the air, picked off by Rhodes. And Xavier Rhodes makes the play on the outside and comes away with the interception. Marvin Jones Jr. was the target, and Xavier Rhodes stops the Lions on 4th and 8. 2nd pick of the year for that great corner.
On the artificial turf. Thought the home field, the grass would be good for him. 2nd and 10. Ball tipped away. What a play by Rhodes.
That's an impressive play. You're going to see him put his hand, and you're going to stay in that back hip, stay in the back hip, and then drive over with your left hand. Might have grabbed barely his right side there, but perfect timing with the left hand going up.
Trubisky, end zone, knocked away, incomplete by Rhodes. Goal line stand, Minnesota, and they take over.
Number 29, little combo route, had his guy. Got a little handsy there with Inman, but nothing that's going to draw a flag. And the Vikings' pride comes out with a goal line stand to keep them up 23-7.
They're showing the safeties wide up here, and the vulnerability of that defense is in the middle.
Pass is incomplete.
it was there and through the hands of Michael Thomas. They've tried this route combination 3 times now on this drive. They opened up the possession with the same throw with the press coverage, trying to get Thomas.
11 and a lot of time left here in this fourth quarter. They start off 1st and 10. Pressure up the middle. Fires! Intercepted by Rhodes! Xavier Rhodes with a one-hander.
So there's the rookie Pettis working on the all-pro corner Rhodes, who stays with it. That throw goes on Jimmy G. Okay, you know, before the receiver fell down, that's what Mike Hughes picked off. This one was an errant throw. A little bit high and wide of the receiver Pettis, and what a catch by Xavier Rhodes. As you mentioned, one-handed it and hauled it in.
I think you have to go back to the fact that
3rd and 6, they bring everybody. Allen comes in, and again, Benjamin drops it for the 2nd time here in the quarter.
That was a perfect ball by Josh Allen. He let it rip. We talked about it. Let it rip. Let it rip. Well, watch this. A man's coming free, and he fires that ball on a slant.
That's Robert Foster in motion. The pitch, Ivory. Nowhere to go, but able to at least reduce it to about a 1-yard loss. Cousins, by the way, 2 lost fumbles. He had 31 fumbles from 15 through 17, which tied for the most in the league.
Yes. Well, look right here. This is for Josh Allen. There is no safety.
Number 44. Trubisky rolling, throwing into a lot of traffic and incomplete. Xavier Rhodes was there for the near pick, and it's 4th down.
Well, Harrison Smith that time started on the line of scrimmage and sprinted all the way back to center field. He was here and ended up playing in the middle of the field. That was one of the things they were going to try and do to confuse Trubisky, and that really should have been.
Motion man Stills. Tannehill in trouble. Throws it. End zone. Knocked away. He tried to force it to Parker, and Xavier Rhodes holds up in coverage. It's 4th down for Miami.
Well, Parker is going to do a good job of playing defensive back, because look at the position Rhodes has on him. Right over the top with a spike is Parker to save the.
3rd down and 5. And it's batted away by Xavier Rhodes. And if you're wondering why we're pronouncing his name that way, that's because he has asked those in the media to call him that from now on instead of Xavier.
An execution of the tempo by Rodgers. He said that would be a key. He's got time again. Allison, who had the touchdown, gets a 1st down, and looks like the ball came out, and the Vikings have it. On the end of the play, was stolen away by Harrison Smith.
Recovered by the defense. 1st down.
It looked like Harrison got a punch in there and scrambled for it before it went out of bounds. A Viking takeaway has shifted things here in Green Bay.
Blocked, though, by Coward. At right guard. 2nd and 6. Taken down right away is Cohen. They were on him this time. They were looking for a big step up from Monday night into today. Here's the 3rd and 11. And Rhodes able to knock that down and defend it on win.
Pressure. Moore gets rid of it. End zone. Tipped in, incomplete. He was about to get crushed. He was trying to get it to Sammy Watkins, and a 2nd and goal.
Good coverage by Xavier Rhodes.
Well, Russell knows what shot he wants, and Schottenheimer knows what Russell can deliver on. 2nd and 4. Carson trying to bounce it to the outside, but he is ridden down that time by Rhodes and Alexander. 3rd down and 6. They pick up the pressure, and then Russell Wilson gets it, and the ball came out there as Metcalf had the catch and then fumbled the ball, and the Vikings have it.
JP, did he complete the act of a catch there? Did he ever have complete control of that ball? I think that's the first thing we probably need to check out here.
Looks like clear possession, 2 or 3 feet down, and he turns up field. That's
Okay.
the football
move that you look for, John.
Then the ball comes loose. It's made an automatic review. Take a look at it.
Going on the field is an incomplete pass. It brings up 4th down.
So they say incomplete pass instead of completion and turnover.
Boy, it almost seems like he had 2 feet down.
Short pitch near side. Well contained that time by Xavier Rhodes. That's going to be a loss of 1.
And in some ways, that's probably affected the play of Rhodes because his body is broken down.
This one's batted into the air, and that's Rhodes who made that play. Michael Thomas was the target, and Rhodes grabbed it.
Kalen Balaj is in. 5 in the secondary. 3rd and 6. Here goes Darnold out. Picked off on the play. He may take it all the way. That's Xavier Rhodes on the way for a touchdown.
Man-to-man coverage. He's going to be locked up on the top of the screen. It's just a comeback route, and it's a timing throw. You're going to watch as Darnold just takes a quick 3 and throws it to the outside, but Rhodes is all over it. It wasn't a matter of Rhodes reading what Darnold was doing. He read the receiver.
Into the nickel. Gore back there. 1st and goal. Darnold. Intercepted by Rhodes. He's thrown a 2nd interception. Oh, but that one is painful. Throws it in the end zone. Rhodes, his 2nd pick. And the drive dies with a goal to go.
Foles on the slant. That's incomplete. Pass intended for Allen Robinson.
Really nice coverage by Xavier Rhodes, the AFC Defensive Player of the Week, as you said, Greg. Came over from Minnesota. He's got great.
Burrow over the middle, deflected away from A.J. Green. Xavier Rhodes in his first year with the Colts, making a big play on 3rd and short.
Yeah, and he's got those long arms to be able to swat it away. Joe Burrow, this is a bad read, actually, because he has Joe Mixon all alone in that flat. You see him in there for that.
1:05 today. Huge play on 3rd and 1, and the Colts needed a stop. They get it with Grover Stewart. Loss of 1 on the play.
He's been strong from the first snap of this game, Grover Stewart. And here's another big play by him, one that they desperately needed.
Now Division II.
David Johnson to the sideline, and now Watson flanks out here to the left side. And the direct snap and the give to Watson. Watson. Big chase, got rid of it, throwing to the end zone. And is that an interception made? It is an interception. Picked off by the Colts.
I think Wilson grabs it, Greg, before it hits the ground.
Tavon Wilson, number 31.
This was a poor decision by Deshaun Watson.
On 2nd and goal, the pass knocked down, incomplete. Again, going back on the slant to Deontay Johnson, and it was Rhodes who denied it.
Well, just watch, Roethlisberger. Watch this. We're going to pause this. He's going to throw it right here. You can run this ball, throw it outside.
To Claypool. He lost the football, trying to go across, and it's ruled incomplete.
Well, this is why right here. This is like great job. Good play design. You're going to take a hit. Claypool sees it coming. It's difficult. But you're the big body.
And you can make this a 2-score game. 3rd and 6. Allen into traffic. Off the ricochet. It's incomplete. John Brown, the intended target.
Hasty in on 3rd down.
Deep shot here.
To the outside into traffic, and it's going to be picked off. It is Xavier Rhodes who comes away with it, and for the moment
was done for the night. And Xavier Rhodes.
An 0-6 in the half. Blocked by Moss. And tipped again, and picked off by Moore on the ricochet. He was playing volleyball, and he got it. Throw by Josh Allen.
One of the few times today the Colts bring pressure, they rush 6. Colts can play a little volleyball here, little set, little tip. Interception going the other direction.
Kenny Moore with his 3rd pick this season. He has only missed all season long. Moore, 23, 7 snaps on defense.
How about
Wow.
Rhodes gets his hands on it.
Kowski and Leonard Fournette had some pretty big days for that Tampa Bay offense, and a lot of those were designed at number 58.
Little flip out to the near side and out to midfield is the tight end Pharaoh Brown. Loose football, and the Colts have it. Xavier Rhodes, the team that came into this week leading the National Football.
3rd and 9. Blitz is coming. Jones sees it. Airs it out deep. It is dropped. Myers had a chance to make the catch. Probably should have done so. It's incomplete. And the Patriots will punt it away.
Myers does everything right. Watch this release. They talk about it. He throws his hand up. He looked like Randy Moss. Oh, he drops it right.